Well, today's do-it-yourself project is something that's easy, inexpensive, and of course your families and friends can use them when they come over to your house and rave about your handcraft-made coaster.
That's right. The owner of Unglued, Ashley Morgan, and team member Christina Lau are here to show us how to make gilded agate coasters, and then we'll also go over some bitters that are used in cocktails. Good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah, let's start on this side. Coasters. Who doesn't need extra coasters?
Right, and what is so fun is that rocks and geology are becoming really trendy again. These can be found at like Urban Outfitters and High Design websites and shops, and so this is a way to do it on your own. So on our blog we have where you can buy these. We got them from the East Coast. They're made in Brazil. Nice. What we're going to do is you choose the agate coaster you want and decide which is your top, because that's the one you want to keep free of adhesive as much as possible.
All right, this is my top.
Yes. And so we'll take our little foam brushes. And this is the most important part. You don't want too much adhesive on your brush. And then you just want to get it on the places where you want your gold leaf to go, which will be around the rough edge overall.
Around the edge, okay.
Yeah, you can dip it, and I would just make sure you have just a little bit.
And don't get this on yourself either.
Right. So adhesive is pretty adhesive. It's very gluey. So you just kind of dab it on the surface. The beautiful thing about gold leaf is that if you can get your adhesive where you want it, any other mistakes are really very easy to fix later on. It's the adhesive part that's the most important. And the lighter you apply it, the sooner you'll be able to put your gold leaf on.
Excellent, excellent.
A couple of my spots are going to be pretty wet, I think.
I think these are beautiful even on their own without any gold leaf on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are really pretty. So they're dyed agates. There are some natural ones too that you can use.
All right.
And so once you get it around there, we'll kind of get it all set.
Told you I do these fast.
You want to have a little bit of patience at this point because you don't want to apply the gold leaf too soon. So that's why we'll put on our sticky bottom feet pieces. So these, as long as you're kind of holding your coaster so you're not touching the adhesive too much.
You should hold mine for
or
me.
at all.
Thanks.
Just kind of spread them around. And this is giving us a little bit of time for that adhesive to get tacky.
Okay. And by the way, the instructions for this little do-it-yourself project will be on the Unglued website.
Yeah, we have a little
blog. We hope on ours too.
That way you can read the steps by yourself in case I'm doing mine wrong or anything.
Oh no, we're doing it right.
And the nice thing is you want to use clear bottom feet because it'll show through your agate in the end. So then you can use a finger that you're not going to be touching your gold leaf with and kind of see how tacky your adhesive is getting. Your fingers should be sticking a little bit to it. If it ever seemed like it was like too wet, you could always re-dab it with your foam brush to get a little bit of that off of there. And then you can see your finger sticks even more.
I probably
and that's the best time.
Okay, I don't think I have a lot on mine. I thought it was pretty sparse.
Yeah, that looks great.
I think I got too much on mine because
and you can just kind of see how it works now with your sticky fingers and gold leaf. So gold leaf is metal leaf hammered down to be thinner than a human hair. And you can kind of tear a piece off. It's very staticky.
It is.
And it can stick to your fingers very easily. You just lightly apply it, and then you can start tapping it.
Whoa, mine's sticking all over.
Okay, hang on. Totally fine.
And you just, and it'll work out really nicely.
You're trying the speed technique of just rolling it on there.
And then you can tear off the extra pieces and apply it to the other sides.
Mine's out of control. I can see why this would take a while.
It'll totally work, though.
This might be a project for older people because I feel like otherwise you're going to have kids with
frustrated
sparkly
with gold
fingers
leaf.
everywhere.
They could try if they have patience, but it would be very tricky. And so we can maybe just do an edge of our coaster too here. And so it's nice because you can reuse any of those pieces that flake off.
Right.
You just kind of press it down. As it adheres more, then you can press it harder. Make sure it's getting in the crevices there.
I love that you don't waste very much with this because
totally.
Any spot it's not going to stick, you can just reuse.
Yep. And any spot that is not sticking to it, you just apply a tiny bit more adhesive, wait for that to get tacky, and put more gold leaf over it. And so then at some point, once it's getting to be sticky, you start to rub the edge with a finger that doesn't have adhesive on it. And then that's going to take it off of the places where adhesive is not sticking.
Okay.
And the bottom one isn't quite as important. It's totally fine if your adhesive got on the bottom because that's still very pretty. It's the top where if it's sticking to places you don't want it to be, you could use your fingernail.
Okay.
And so in the end, what you'll get is a coaster that is very much like this. So you have the gold leaf going all the way around the edges here. And then you have your sticky feet on the bottom. And because we're not using real gold, 24 karat gold sheets, we're using metal leaf, it'll eventually oxidize. So the last step, once you have the gold leaf where you want it to be and you've kind of taken off those extra pieces by rubbing the edges, you'll apply a sealer. So there's an actual gold leaf sealer that'll help it keep from oxidizing and tarnishing later on. So this is actually a copper zinc combo that is our metal sheet that is meant to look like gold. So real gold leaf would be really intense to buy.
I feel like you guys are very speedy with this because
Well, you have to be speedy on this show. Okay, so are we ready to move over?
Yeah.
Let's move over to the bitters. I heard the 4-minute cue. Okay.
I'll have to finish mine later.
Okay,
Before
excellent,
the adhesive
excellent.
on.
Okay, let's switch
Yeah,
around.
so bitters have been around for ages. They started out as a medicinal kind of thing where you would try and extract the properties of different herbs, spices, roots, so you could use them as a medicine. But now we use them to add spice to our cocktails.
Okay.
Right.
So traditional bitters is usually made with some orange peel or zest. But you can pick any spice you'd like. Here, I'll give you guys some bottles if you want to.
Thank you. I think I'm going to go with the cocoa and the...
I thought you said cherries.
Cherries, yes, I did.
I might need a little help because my flavor is sometimes not. And no, I know bitters is usually used in like Manhattans and old fashions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like when you know what drink you might make it for, it might make for good combinations.
Right, right.
Okay, so
There's
what
some spoons here
what do we
too.
put? How
So
much?
you want to fill up the bottle about 1/5 of the way full with different bitter agents and spices. So bitter agents are things that add a bitter flavor to your bitters, such as coffee, the cocoa nibs, the cinnamon, and then the spices or fruits add another element to your cocktail or your to your
bitters,
cocktail,
yeah,
but to your bitters, so you can get different flavors. So you know, like cardamom and cinnamon are the kind of flavors you find in your chai if you want to really warm, add it to a creamy milk drink kind of thing, or different things. Anise star is traditionally known for its black licorice kind of flavor. If you wanted to try that one.
What do you want us to put in there?
So about 1/5 of the way up. So yeah, I mean
Ooh,
you're
I feel
getting
like I've been
close.
going
You're
kind
getting
of-
close.
So other than coffee, what would be good to go with my coffee?
So you
then?
could do coffee and chocolate, or if you wanted a spicy coffee, you could do some cardamom in there. Whatever you think would taste good together.
I better do some chocolate. I'm a chocolate fan.
Yeah. And then once you have all of your bitter flavors that you want to infuse into your bitters, then you can add vodka or any kind of alcohol that's a really high proof. The higher the proof, the better, because that helps extract those flavors out of the bitters that you put into your jar. So if you guys wanted to, you're more than welcome to.
And then all you do is just put a few drops in your drink, as you would.
But you don't really want to have coffee getting into your drinks. So once this is set for about 3 days to 2 weeks, and you can kind of smell those flavors coming out, you can strain the bitters over a sieve, and then you'll be able to put it back into the jar, and it won't have all of the spices in it, so you'll be able to use your bitters then after that.
This is awesome. And you also show people, do you have classes on this too?
Yes, we just had our late night craft party on Friday where we made the coasters and the bitters, and it was really fun. And we had Sophie Johnson from the Hodo, who is our mixologist, that showed us how to make a drink or two with our bitters. So
We've got
I can
about
show
30
you.
seconds. You want to
All right.
show us real quickly?
So it's got gin and some tonic water. Then we've got some lime juice, a few slices of cucumbers, and rosemary sprig, and that's all that you put together.
It's like summer in a glass.
Yeah.
With the
Isn't it?
cucumbers and the freshness.
The one thing that she did mention to us is if you add mint to this, to kind of get the mint going, if you don't have a muddler, just stick the mint leaf in your hand, slap it, and roll it around, and it kind of helps get those flavors to come out of the mint
I can
leaf.
smell it coming out.
Yeah, and then you can add that to your drink as well, and then that's a really fun, refreshing drink that you can use your bitters in for the
so
summer.
Awesome. The Unglued crew, go to get the tutorial, go to the Unglued website, and stay with us. We'll be right back. We're cooking.